Hi, I'm Alice and you're watching Alice Cooks Indian. Today I'm going to be making veg pilau rice. This is something which most people are familiar with and it's great to eat just like that or to be paired with the curry of your choice. It can be a real lifesaver because it's so quick to make and there's no set ingredients required. You can just use whatever vegetables you have already at home. So let's get ready to make this dish. I've started with 1 cup of rice, which I've washed well, and now it's soaking for about 10 to 15 minutes before we cook. It's really important that you soak your rice beforehand for best results. To cook our pilau rice, I'm going to be using a mixture of powdered and whole spices. In terms of our whole spices, I'm going to be using a bay leaf, a piece of cinnamon stick, about 4 or 5 black peppercorns, 1 large black cardamom and about 2 or 3 cloves. Now this is completely a personal choice. You can use whatever whole spices you like. In terms of our veg, I do recommend that you go for the onion, the chilli, the ginger and the garlic. But in terms of the other veg, just use whatever you have at home. I'm using some paneer, 1 cup of peas, some green and yellow pepper, 1 carrot and 1 small potato. In terms of other ideas that you could swap and change veg for, you could use cauliflower or you could use green beans. Let me know what you use in the comments. So I've got my oil which is heated in my pan and I'm going to start by adding the whole spices. I'm just going to let these infuse their flavours into the oil for about 15 seconds. And now I'm going to add about 1 teaspoon of cumin seeds. Lovely. Just let that sizzle in the oil for about another 15 seconds. And now I'm going to add the chilli, garlic and ginger. Wonderful. Now I'm not going to let these go fully brown, just sauteing for about 30 seconds. So this has been going for about 30 seconds and I'm going to add in my onion at this stage. Just stir well and then this will saute again. I'm going to just let these onions sweat for a few minutes before I add in the other ingredients. So I recommend that you start by adding your hardest veg first. In my case, that's the potatoes and the carrots. So my onions have softened up and I'm going to start by adding my potatoes. This is going to saute for a couple of minutes before I add my carrots. So my potatoes have been going for a couple of minutes and now I'm going to throw in my carrots. I'll let this cook for another minute before adding my next veg. Now you'll notice that the carrots and the potatoes have been cut really small. I do recommend this just to make sure that all of your veg gets cooked properly because it's such a quick cooking process. So I'm now going to add the pepper and just give it another minute. Wonderful. Stir that in and let it cook along with the veg. So I'm now going to add my final veg, which is my peas and my paneer. Lovely. Just give that a quick stir And then I'm also going to add my spices. I'm going to add 1 flat teaspoon of turmeric, 1 teaspoon of red chili powder, 1 teaspoon of coriander powder, and salt to taste. Great, and then just make sure that it's well combined. So I'm just going to let the veg saute along with the spices for a couple of minutes. Then I'll be adding the rice. You can already see that this is going to be such a colourful dish because of all of the veg that we've added. Now, a really key aspect to this dish is the rice to water ratio. I recommend that you use double the amount of water to rice. I used 1 cup of rice, so I'm going to be using 2 cups of water. So I've sauteed the veg along with the spices, and now I'm going to add my 2 cups of water. And now I'm also going to add our rice. Make sure that it's well combined, and then we'll be adding the lid and cooking. So I'm going to add the lid and let this cook for exactly 10 minutes on a low flame. So while our rice is cooking, I'm going to make a quick raita, which is the perfect companion to this dish. It's basically a yogurt dip. So to make this, I'm going to fill up a bowl with yogurt. And then I'm going to grate some cucumber. I've also got a couple of mint leaves, which I'm going to really finely chop and add in. This smells amazing. So now I'm going to season it with some salt and just a sprinkle of roasted cumin powder. And now I'm just going to give it a quick mix, and that is our raita done. Super simple. I'm just going to garnish it with a sprig of mint leaf. So my rice has been cooking for exactly 10 minutes, and I'm going to switch off the heat. Now it's really important that you don't take off the lid straight away. I'd recommend letting it rest for about 5 minutes. Now this step is really important to make sure that you get the best results. So my rice has been resting for about 5 minutes since I switched off the flame. So let's take the lid off and take a look. Just look at these incredible colours. It looks really appetizing. So we're ready to plate up. So my veg pulao rice is now ready, and I'm serving it with my mint and cucumber raita and coriander chutney. This is such a great recipe, really easy for beginners, and it's got really great taste. Let me know how it goes for you in the comments, and give this video a like. Subscribe to my channel for more authentic Indian recipes. See you next time. Bye bye.